13,000 agents in Reb Awards. We're going to narrow it down to 100 agents, and then we're going to talk about getting onto the that list, how you do those volumes, and success leaves clues. So we're going to talk about the success of some of these agents, in particular Lisa Novak. Stay tuned.
Well, good morning.
Zanthany Borula,
Mark Novak.
how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good. You've got a cold?
I do have a cold. I'm quarantining myself in the green room at the moment.
Wow, I think I had something similar last week, last Wednesday, Thursday.
It's just the change in the weather. Hot, cold, windy, rainy, disgusting, back to being
Bit of
warm.
COVID. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm only human.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
And 11 degrees in Sydney this morning, so it's getting colder.
It is. Winter is here. But what an interesting topic now that the top 100 agents have been revealed for Australia. That's exciting.
It's huge. It's a huge number, and congratulations to everybody involved. These are people that are, yes, they're at the top of their game in terms of volume, in terms of dollars, but these are hardworking people.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, working in real estate, it's not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. It is very demanding of your time in particular and your patience as well. So anybody that's making it in real estate in general, hats off to you.
Well done. And I think also that these guys are really like, I guess it's any business, any work. If you want to be, the leading sort of in terms of your numbers and your volume, super hard work. We're going to unpack today a top 100 agent. Congratulations to Lisa Novak.
I was going to do a drum roll there. So yes, Lisa Novak, the fearless leader, one of the fearless leaders here at Novak Properties, came in the top 100 agents of Australia. So what a truly spectacular accomplishment for her.
She's proud and well done. Some really hard work. Now, the average number of years to be in the top 100 out of 13,000 agents, the average number of years in the industry was 17.3 years. So these guys have dedicated a fair part of their life, 20 odd years to real estate.
Yes.
15, 20 odd years. So super passionate people. Congrats to everyone involved. Look, I don't like to focus on the dollars. I love to focus on I like measuring. I think if you're going to be going to the gym and you don't know how much you're lifting, you can't really pat yourself on the back. So I like the metrics that, one can measure themselves and see how they're going and give themselves a pat on the back. And all of these guys in the business that are in that top 10 or 20% of their field should give themselves a pat on the back for sure.
We've got some comments coming in as well. Let me just find good morning to Ray. And Lisa.
Hey, Ray. Ray.
And one from Lisa as well. Thank you, guys. Definitely don't do this alone.
Yeah, so let's talk about success leaves clues. This is a really hard one first. What drives these guys and girls to do this? Like, what is the driver in your opinion, Xanth? Like, why would someone want to be like? Look, everyone wants to be at the top of their game. They'd love to be out of 13,000 agents. They'd love to be top 100. But what truly, in your opinion, drives these people? every day, every hour,
Well,
moment.
you need to have a passion for it, right? Like I touched on before, it is a very demanding industry. So, firstly, you really need to absolutely love what you do because it takes up a lot of your mental capacity, a lot of your time. It takes you away from your family, your friends. It takes you out of your comfort zone as well. So, you do really, first and foremost, need to absolutely love what you do. And then I think on the tail end of that, you do need to have that competitive drive within you and you need to want to be the best. And Ray, yeah, absolutely. It starts with a dream. So you need to want to be the best. You need to see yourself being at number one within the top 100, whatever that looks like. Have an achievement, have a goal, set that goal, and do anything you can to get there.
So starts with the dream, have that drive, but where does it actually, does it come from? And it's a really really interesting topic, like that sort of stone drive, that stone cold drive to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. It's really unwavering. Do you think the a top 100 agent has that ambition from day one, or do you think they learn that ambition halfway through their career? I'd love
Oh,
anyone,
well,
I love anyone out there's comments on this as well.
I suppose you'd be the best person to kind of shine some light behind the scenes. You've worked with Lisa for a number of years now and seen how she's come to number one. So, in your opinion, having watched Lisa come out of the shadows and really soar into her own heights, what would you say would be that driving force? And when does that drive kick in? Are you born innately with it, or is it something that just develops with time?
Yeah, because like if you look at Lisa, for example, I would say the experience has been always one of doing things right, doing things proper. It's it's probably not been one of like, I want number one and that's all I want. It's always been about, no, no, we need to, it needs to be best practice. It needs to be world standard. It needs to be, the absolute best. And I think it's sort of starting to, I think if you're building the race car with that ethos and you start winning races, it's like, yeah, well, of course we're going to win races if we build the race car like that. So I would notice from Lisa, from day one, she's always just wanted to help people, do the right thing by people, service it, and morally, not a moral crusade, but she's always been on a moral horse of doing the right thing by people, and it sort of, yeah, it sort of just kept it paid dividends.
Yeah, and absolutely. And what an accomplishment to reach the top 100. And whether or not Lisa's story can ripple across to the rest of the 100 that were in there, I don't know what drives them or how they kind of got to be where they are. But it certainly would come from that drive, that wanting to help people, the passion for the industry. And also, I suppose when you do start to get that notoriety and you start to sell properties, it is an accomplishment, and it's almost like it's an addictive feeling, like, oh yes, I've sold something, I've got a really happy vendor, I've got a really happy purchaser, that was a really strong deal to put together, where's the next challenge for me? Just that constant hunt mode to find the next challenge and just do right by everybody.
Yep. And you know what? It's what's that saying? Success leaves clues. I think when you look around and you start to see what you're talking about, it's like, okay, well, that worked in that transaction, that didn't work in that transaction, that worked over there. Do more of that, and push that. But the Xanth, that innate desire to sort of push people. I love what you asked before, and I didn't really answer part of that. Um, is that born? Is that in your DNA, or is that bred? Like, is that by design or by default that these guys are sitting
Yeah.
there? Like that, you know, um, where does that hunger or that passion lay? Because um, part of me says like do do you really wake up and do you really want to work? Like it's do you like honestly? Because I think most people would rather be sitting on an island sipping a pina colada and playing with their kids. Like really, do you really want to be working really hard and achieving what you're going to achieving? And look, I know the honest answer is yes, but I think when you look across most things, like I think we've got to do this work, and if we're going to do this, these guys are applying themselves to be the best at what they're doing. But the reality is, like, um, it's work, and you do what you love, and if you work, if it's your passion, and you never work a day in your life. It's your passion, but still work.
It is still work, and I suppose Lisa and the rest of the top 100 agents, they do have that passion and that competitive nature in them, where you just want to do well. You want to outbeat the competition and do the best for your vendor, do the best in the market, and beat the rest as well. So I think you do need that competitive little streak within you as well. Have a thick skin, and just be willing to go into everything with a different fresh approach, challenge the preconceived conceptions of a real estate agent and what they do, what they offer, and just do something out of the mold.
Look, and I think Josh Teslin's also a good friend of mine and a very young real estate operator, very successful in Ray White Network Group, and probably the highest volume agent in Australia. I noticed that these guys, the traits, that they're not particularly in love with um, crushing the competition, but they're definitely in competition with themselves more than anyone, trying to be a
Yep.
better version of who they are and what they are is a huge driver. So they're learning from that mistake. They're not making that mistake again, and they're moving forward. So I noticed that self drive, that self motivation, that harsh self assessment, where they actually have a good cold stone cold look at themselves, and then move. That's what these guys have a talent to do as well.
And Lisa's just dropped a really good comment from her personally. What kind of drives her in the way to make the top 100? So for
Oh, I
me,
love it.
it probably started from growing up. I was never particularly academic. I always wanted to achieve and help people. I was always super competitive. So it's part DNA, partly just driven from failures at school, to be honest.
And there it is, mic drop moment there.
That's the final clue.
That's
So,
success leaves clues.
and congratulations again to everybody that did throw their hat in and vote for themselves in the RAB Top 100. Congratulations again to Lisa Novak making the Top 100, and hopefully we can have more of the Novak agents in there next year.
I think the REB should change their name.
To what?
Naughty schoolboy, naughty schoolgirl list.
For anybody that doesn't
Agents,
know what RAB is, what is the RAB Top 100? Why is it the best? How do you even get there?
real estate business, Australia, and believe it or not, it's very very that it's verified information. But believe it or not, there's some agents that haven't even submitted into it that are actually at the top of their game that are not on that list, as well. But in most part, as an industry, where people submit to it. But the naughty schoolboy list or the naughty schoolgirl list, an observation of the industry, most agents will not have a degree, and most agents were sort of rule breakers, game changers, sort of attitudes when they were going through school. So you've got to have a thick skin. Hey, I I,
Oh,
I love going to a real estate function because they're everyone's the agents are
We're
an unusual bunch.
The best of the unusual bunch.
It's true. It's true. Xanth, anything to say before we go?
I don't think so. Just again, like, what a truly spectacular accomplishment, not only for Lisa, but for the rest of the agents that made that list. Keep hustling, keep grinding, and looking forward to seeing the results from here flourish.
And something you said off air was the support crew around these guys, like family and friends. Just it's hats off to everyone, because there's 100 people on that list, but there's thousands of people that surround those beautiful people, those beautiful 100 as well. So congratulations to everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you soon. Bye.